Hey, spooky friends. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Spooky Chicks and Horror Flicks. We're your horror besties, here to dissect our favorite and not so favorite horror films, breaking it all down scene by scene. I'm Emma, and joining me as always is the not infected at this time, Allie.
But like, am I?
You drank tap water from my sink, and I cannot forgive you.
You want to know what's crazy is I did that after we had a conversation about not doing that.
I know. You're insane.
And knowing we're recording this movie today, this podcast.
You're insane.
I know,
Anyways,
I'm insane.
what the hell else have you been up to?
Well, I think one of the most fun things I've done in a really long time was actually go to an emo night with you.
That was incredible.
How fun was that? Shout out to David, friend of the pod, guest of the pod.
If
you haven't listened to the Evil Dead episode that we did recently, go check that out. But we got to go see him do an emo night with him and a bunch of his buddies, and it was such a good time, you guys. I highly encourage finding your local emo night and just raging.
Yeah.
But what else have you been up to?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I have been watching a lot of Summer House in preparation for the reunion, and I know you have too.
Yes. So Emma lifted the veil of this for me. So I've been cramming Summer House for the past 2 weeks, and I feel like an insane person.
Yep.
I feel like I have all of their personalities from all the seasons in my brain, all at once.
Well, okay, enough about us. Let's get into what movie we are covering today. Allie, what are we reviewing?
You guys, this is a special one today. We actually bumped a movie for this. Randomly, Emma, the producer, and I decided to go see this movie in theaters the other night.
Director's cut.
We are covering Cabin Fever, baby.
Cabin Fever.
We've never done this. We have a schedule. We pretty much stick to it. But we just randomly, it was like a throwback movie night at AMC, and we both came out of that theater just like, we have to fucking do that. There's so much to talk about.
Hot tip too, tickets were only like $11, which I can't tell you the last time I saw a ticket that cheap. So that was pretty great.
So that was so fun for us to go see a movie together that we saw in our childhood.
It's been so fun watching these old ones in theaters because this will be my third, at least, horror film that I've seen in the last year. And I like fucking love it, dude. It's so fun. For instance, we just recently saw The Evil Dead in theaters. And that movie came out way before we were born. So to get to see it in a cinematic setting like that, it was just so cool.
And I will say it is very different to watch it with you guys, on Friday night with a bunch of other people versus me sitting in my office at like noon on a Tuesday watching this to take my notes.
While you're painting your nails.
Exactly. Yeah. But I love that we got so excited about this movie that we bumped another film we had to talk about it.
And Als, I know you have loved this film for years. Like, what were some of your first impressions?
So we would have been 9, 10 when this came out. And this is one of my solid core memories as a child. It's me going to the movies with my brothers and being way too young to fucking see this.
I love that you have that memory.
Oh, absolutely. And so this is one of my solid movies from childhood. This is one of my foundational horror films, which is pretty crazy. I don't talk about it more, but this is pretty impactful for me. But what was your first time remembering seeing it?
I am pretty positive I saw this in late junior high or early high school. I know that I did not see it when it first came out because we rented it from Blockbuster, I'm pretty sure. And that was sort of peak me getting into horror too as well. Because obviously I have been exposed to it since I was a kid, but really reaching for horror films at the video store, that was a different level. And I think I was doing that in my kind of young, early teen years. And I think I thought at the time it was wacky as hell, but I thought it was absolutely entertaining and scared me.
Yeah, I don't know what I thought at the time, but obviously it left a mark. And I don't think I had watched it in full recently.
Until we
just went. So it's been 20 plus years.
And it was just so freaking fun. It was so fun.
So fun. Oh my gosh. But if you haven't seen Cabin Fever, this is your chance to stop, go watch it, come back to us. But if you don't care, come on this rider fucking strong with us.
Oh shit, I see what you did there, bitch. Yeah. I love that. This film follows 5 college graduates specifically, who rent a cabin in the woods and begin to fall victim to a horrifying flesh-eating virus, which attracts the unwanted attention of the homicidal locals. Okay, right off the bat, this makes the locals sound a lot more scary than they actually are, in my opinion.
Are the locals not extremely scary?
I mean, maybe.
Oh, we can unpack that.
Okay, yeah, we can unpack it. But for the most part, I mean, I think it does the job that a summary should.
Well, I think this movie to me is like Eli Roth's horror vomit onto things, like horror dump. I think it's like he had all of this in him and he just like dumped it onto a movie. And I feel like that's how this summary is. We just dumped some words, but it all is there.
It's interesting that you think that too, because the creation of Cabin Fever, it started as a script that young Eli Roth actually wrote with his college roommate at NYU in 1995. So yeah, it might have just been brewing for like a bit and then was just kind of like, okay, we're ready. We're going to make this. We're going to do it. Blah. Eli, I guess, was inspired to write this script after he got a really gnarly skin infection in Iceland a few years before.
I heard an interview of him talking about it, and it's probably one of my worst nightmares, what he describes of him actually peeling chunks of his skin off of his body.
Jesus Christ.
Like he said he could physically, the doctors were like, we need samples. Oh, and he's like, oh, here you go. He just peeled off a fucking chunk.
I thought me getting a small shingle on my hip was like a big deal.
You've had shingles?
Yeah, bitch.
Oh my God.
Only once. Stress-induced. We're okay.
Wow.
We're okay. Something else I want to point out too is that this was when Eli, he had like successfully inserted himself into the film industry at this time, and he established the right connections to start filming his directorial debut in 2001.
I mean, am I blowing this movie up in my brain? Is this movie not a big movie? To me, it's a big movie.
Okay, so yes, but I don't think it's big in the way that you think it's big.
Yeah.
I think it's big because of the circumstances it was in at the time. And just like, I don't think people necessarily were like, oh my God, this is a blockbuster horror. It's so good. It was just like the time was sort of right for it to come out. Something else I wanted to say too is that while filming, they faced a lot of setbacks with union disputes, with the anthrax scare.
What?
There were injuries, like all kinds of things, but they did manage to complete the film right before it premiered at the 2002 Toronto Film Festival. And that is where it got purchased by Lionsgate for a wide theatrical release. So it probably, I like films that get talked about like that too at festivals, that also garners a lot of attention.
I think that has arguably done more than we know for movies in the past. Like,
yeah,
we have no idea what happens at these. You take your films to these festivals. They're trying to get their movie bought.
So it came out on September 12th of 2003, and it was a sleeper hit. Ending its theatrical run, it had a gross of $30.6 million on that budget of 1.5. Because of the content, which we are going to dive straight into, critics like really loved it or just like absolutely fucking hated it. And I think that a lot of that's clear with our scores too, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So like IMDb, we've got a 5.6 out of 10. That to me is pretty middle of the road, but more on the higher part of the middle.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter says 62%, and the popcorn meter is 44%, while Letterboxd is 2.7. I think, to me, who loves this movie, these are really high. No?
Because you get it. No, I kind of agree. I'm very surprised by the Letterboxd 2.7, though. I would think it would be higher, in my opinion.
Think?
Because of I just think horror is in such a good place right now where people, they love every horror movie. Even if it's bad, there are plenty of people there to say the good things. Like me, arguably.
This could be so off base, but I think this is high for a Letterboxd score. And you're saying you think it should be higher?
I just could see. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if it was higher.
I think that this younger generation is a little bit more of a harsh critique.
I could see that. Like a Gen Z.
Yeah. Scary.
Well, okay, I know you love this movie, but like in your opinion, does this film still hold up to this day? And I mean that in like what does it say about the theme of like raunchy comedies in the early 2000s? Like think like American Pie, Euro Trip, Road Trip, Freddy Got Fingered.
You know what? Watching this movie, I felt like I was like, how is this not NC-17?
Yeah.
Like, if you look at it for what it is, it's not a bad movie, but certainly, at least the language itself, some things you really can't say anymore. Does this film hold up? No. So much, you can get canceled for so much of this shit. It's such a timestamp of itself.
Yeah.
To me, it does not hold up, which is why it holds up, which is why it's great. It's like,
okay.
You kind of are looking around like, what the fuck? But it's funny that you bring up those movies because it truly was a reflection, the horror reflection of those movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's humor in this film. We're just having a little bit more gore. It's add some gore to American Pie, and here you are.
I was actually going to say that this film, in a weird way, reminds me of like the cousin of Scary Movie. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's hard to like explain that, but I think you get it. Like just the vibes, the dialogue, the scary stuff, but humor. Like it's such an interesting.
Well, one word that I will say about, like, what I will say is I think that this was such a time that we were so young that we don't really understand. We were there, we were born, we were alive. We remember this. We just don't get it though.
Yeah.
Because it feels to me lawless. It feels like it was no man's land. Anything could go. Things are so different now that this feels like a completely different world that we just happen to be alive for.
Isn't it just crazy how different generations, like something could be just a piece of shit when we are kids, you know, or like teenagers or adults. And then like 30 years later, what have you, it just comes back around and it's suddenly a classic or whatever it might be. It's just, I love how cyclical things like that can be within art even.
Oh yeah. And within people, like now we're the ones being like, oh, kids.
No, we're not that old yet. Okay.
But do you think it holds up?
I really love it, if I'm being completely honest. And again, you guys know, I kind of love everything, but I forgot how much I loved this movie when we went to go see it.
It's just fun.
It's just so fucking fun. And like, there's so many things I like to make fun of it for. And I think that's part of the reason I love it so much.
I think we find joy in that in our, like, every aspect of our life.
I agree. But yeah, it was just such a crazy time. And even like Cabin Fever specifically too, like one last thing I wanted to mention here was that this film was credited also with bringing back the splatter genre, which we are going to see quite a bit in this film.
Yes, this was a great time for Eli Roth. He literally, him in the early aughts, thriving.
Yeah.
Now he's a little different guy. He's kind of taken more of a backseat to the directorial stuff.
Yeah, he is a kooky little human.
He's definitely a kooky human. I think I prefer him as like a horror expert in the field over him as a creator. I enjoy Cabin Fever, but Hostel, Green Inferno, those kinds of films are not my cup of tea. So his films tend not to be my preference, but him speaking about other horror films.
You feel the energy.
I love to hear his commentary on other ones because it's so interesting to hear his thoughts, but him as like a creator, I could take or leave. Well,
are you ready?
I am fucking ready to meet Grimm. Yeah.
Are you ready to dive in and meet the couple different Eli Roth characters that we have in this film?
I'm ready to do that and drink some tap water.
Oh, gross.
Cheers.
Cabin Fever opens deep in the woods of Tennessee, ? It's Tennessee, right?
I don't think we get an indication. They mentioned...
it feels Tennessee.
They mentioned Cook County. The reason I think it's Tennessee is because it fucking looks like the intro to Evil Dead.
It does. That might be why I'm thinking it too.
Absolutely.
But we are in the woods, the deep woods, and we see a hermit. And he's walking through the woods and he's got a dead rabbit just in his friggin' hands. He then discovers his dog is like dead. It's just laying on the ground.
He starts like, hey, dog, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, and starts poking it with a stick. And Hot Hermit Man, do you not see your dog is visibly dead?
I'm sorry.
Yes, Hot Hermit Man. You heard me right. Do you not see your dog is visibly dead?
I'm sorry.
Just move on.
Okay. We see this poor dog too. He's not just dead, but he's got his stomach is basically split in half and is bleeding.
Yeah.
And there's like infected sores all over his belly.
So trigger warning if you don't like hearing about your pets like that, which none of us do. Also trigger warning if you don't like blood squirting, because we talk about that too. And guess what? Trigger warning for myself because I guess I'm a fainter.
Yeah, exactly what you just warned us about, Owls. While touching the dog, this hermit, he becomes infected through contact with the contaminated blood when some of it literally shoots from the dog's stomach into his eyeball. It's like kind of just like, woo, right there, right in the opening.
This whole movie is a whodunit kind of case. Literally, whodunit. Was it the blood? Was it the water? Was it the hermit? Was it Dennis?
Who freaking knows, dude? Well, and actually, on that note, what do you think actually started the outbreak here? Like, do we feel like it was the dog, the blood getting in the eye, the water supply, maybe little Dennis, who we're going to meet soon, eventually becoming patient zero?
Well, I think that's the entire thing about the scary part about the movie. We don't know what patient zero is. We don't know what this disease is. We know nothing. We don't know how long you have to survive it. We don't know if you can survive it. So we know quite literally nothing. It's a who fucking done it.
The unknown is scarier than the known. So even though we do know it's some sort of maybe infection or disease, I mean, even in the title, cabin fever, like you can kind of make an assumption there. But like you said, we don't know exactly what it is. So that also makes it that much more terrifying.
And something about a disease being a monster, whew, unique.
Ugh, so spooky.
COVID.
Then we immediately get a change of scenery and we're in town and we have Marcy, a young college gal, and she's like yelling outside of the truck window with her friends all packed in. And she's like yelling at a young kid that college fucking sucks. And then they just like drive off in their convertible truck.
This is classic hot girl Marcy. And I love this scene because it be like that. And all I have to say is kids really do retain when you cuss in front of them because Marcy's cussing in front of kids. I remember when I was in Vegas, New Year's Eve, I think it was like 2001. So I was young and this girl walks by me. She had red devil horns on. Love that for her.
Oh my God.
They lit up. It was amazing. But she walks by me and she says, "Fuck yeah." And then she turns around, looks at me and she says, "Sorry, don't cuss, little girl." And look what she birthed.
Honestly, knowing this about you actually makes so much sense.
All of it, right?
There's a lot of questions answered.
The devil horns,
Yep.
Vegas, fuck. Yeah.
Literally so many things.
So be careful what you say and be careful who you play this podcast in front of.
But yeah, you guys all know, explicit.
My bad.
Anyways, getting back into it. So the 5 college students, though, that are all hanging in this truck, we've got Marcy, who we said. We also have Paul, who's played by Ryder Strong.
It threw me off so much. I knew he was in this film, but
I forgot until you reminded me.
he's of Boy Meets World fame. Yeah. And it's pretty weird when your childhood crush is like in this horror genre. And
he was Sean.
Was he Sean? See, I don't know.
He was Sean.
He was hot. So it kind of threw me off to see him in this film, but I remember thinking he was so hot when I saw it when I was little. And circling back, I'm like, wow, interesting choice, Allie. We have developed our taste in men.
I'm putting a pin in Ryder Strong right now because we need to talk about when he is going into the lake later with Karen. I have a comment for you of what makes him unattractive to me now.
Oh my God.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Okay. You have to, I won't remember that. You have to.
I'll remember. Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So this is Paul. He's kind of our main guy. He's like, would you say he's our main man?
Yeah.
We kind of center around him. And then we have Jordan Ladd, who plays Karen, and she's kind of Paul's almost counterpart. They're friends, but Paul is obviously in love with Karen.
There's some tension.
And Karen knows that Paul loves her, obviously. And then we have James DeBello, who plays Bert, but he's our class clown. He is our comedic relief. He doesn't seem to have some love interest besides beer and a gun. So this is Bert. And then we have Serena Vincent, who plays Marcy, who we've already talked about. But I love Marcy, and I'm going to bring this up a lot. I think that Marcy, we don't deserve her. She's a character that got dragged along on this trip by her boyfriend. She didn't want to go, but she's like, you know what? I'm a good girlfriend. I'm going to go. I'm going to look hot. I'm going to go. We don't deserve Marcy.
She's arguably one of the smartest ones.
Definitely. Then we have Joey Kern, who is Marcy's boyfriend, and he's kind of how would you describe him? He's like our handsome douchebag.
Joey Kern plays Jeff, and I would say that he kind of reminds me of Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Okay, yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Self-absorbed?
Yes. And just like his vibe.
And just looks?
It's the vibe.
He looks sharp.
I can't make a 1-to-1 comparison, but yeah.
Well, if that's the case, does that make Bert fucking Scooby-Doo?
Oh.
That makes me like him so much more.
Oh my God. Is Paul Shaggy, perhaps?
I don't think.
Or is Officer Winston Shaggy?
I truly snaps to that. Yes. But so this is our little hot young group of college kids, and they have this great dynamic, and we can tell that they're really excited that, they're free and they're just going to go on this little vacation to the woods. Sure, let's go to the woods.
Yeah, they're having a ball. Then on the drive, as they are, making their way out to this cabin in the woods. Ooh, another good movie.
Yeah, definitely.
The group stops at a very kind of creepy old convenience store in the woods on their way to the cabin.
This is probably one of my most influential scenes of my childhood. This entire town, this building, this town lives in my head rent-free. I see this. It's comforting.
Oh, okay.
This creepy little general store in the mountains. I love it. I love it. Get me on that porch. So we get to this store, and on the porch, there is a porch swing, and sitting on the porch swing is Dennis. And Dennis looks terrifying. Dennis was kind of staring straight ahead. He looks like he's maybe, 12. He looks normal except for his long blonde hair that's got a very sharp bang to it.
I would argue it's a mullet.
Would you?
It's mullet-ish.
Okay. It reminded me of a kid from The Village of the Damned. Have you seen?
Oh my God.
Yes. So he reminds me of all the children in Village of the Damned. So that's what Dennis looks like. And he's sitting on the front porch, just sitting on the swing. Paul plops down next to Dennis. Paul says, put her there, partner. And Dennis takes the hand and fucking bites his hand.
He goes,
obviously, that's not chill. And then...
that is not chill.
Not chill. And what we can assume to be the dad, another general store worker comes out and is like, fuck it, don't mess with Dennis. And says, you can go on back, go wash your hands. We don't know what Dennis has. He might have rabies. We don't know.
Well, he tells him to go wash it in the
creek.
You don't even have water.
Not your bathroom,
no.
The creek. So really, here's the carton before the egg situation. You know, was it Dennis's bite? Was it the creek? Was it the hermit? We don't, all of these little pieces. I don't know if you noticed this, but while Paul is down by the creek washing his hands, he's petting fucking random wild dogs.
Yes, and I fully thought one of them was going to bite him in the butt or something.
This is where you get us killed for once. You're getting us killed for once because you want to pet the dog that has rabies, and then you're bringing it to me. You're getting us killed this time.
I don't even have anything to say back to that because you
would adopt that dog and you bring it to become Cowboy's best friend.
And then he'd kill us all.
This is now your problem. Back in the store, the rest of the gang is looking around, and I gotta say, I do want to go inside this general store.
By the way, real quick, this worker behind the counter is this old man. He looks very he looks Santa Claus in Uncanny Valley. You know what I mean?
You stole that right out of my brain.
Did I?
Just right out of it.
But I love his voice because it weirdly reminds me of my 9th grade math teacher, Mr. Stanko. And he rode Harleys and had a white beard and white hair. But he had the voice that talks kind of like this, very high and just just, oh my God. And then if you want to do the fox, no, that's fox urine,
That's what the fox is.
And I mean that in the most loving way. I loved Mr. Stanko. If you're listening, shout out. But
wow, I hope he is.
He is just a weird, kooky old man.
You're kind of troubled by him, but you're super curious.
You're intrigued. You're like, do I love you or do I hate you?
Both.
Well, and in this moment, we actually do kind of hate him.
Yeah. So here's where we get a little bit of a taste of this quote unquote town and the people in it, kind of gathering some information about them. So what is the urine for? For the foxes. What's the rifle for? And then our little store worker says,
for the N-words.
For the N-words.
Oh, can I tell you, Els, when we watched this, because I have not seen this in years, I didn't remember the end, which we will obviously get to at the end. I didn't remember the end, and immediately I was like, no, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
This is a crazy, wild risk of a joke that really pays off in the end, but damn, what a swing. In this film, the kids are using words like the R word and gay in a derogatory sense and just really willy-nilly left and right. Kind of slapping me in the face. It kind of catches you off guard.
I like what you said about it really was a risk. Yeah. And it was like, dude, Eli Roth, you're fucking crazy, especially with this being your directorial debut and you're going to put this on the line?
What a time to be alive to try and just get away with this kind of shit. Wow. Lawless. And that wasn't unique to this situation. That was normal for these raunchy comedies across the board, across the genres.
Oh, yeah.
But something we gotta mention, as they're leaving the store, Bert is the last one out, and one of the clerks comes out and just pulls Bert on the shoulder and says, boy, why you ought to be stealing a Snickers bar? And Bert? Shit.
I didn't even catch it. It was so smooth. Bert
replies, the nougat?
The nougat.
My question is, why just steal one? Go for two.
That's a great question.
So our hot little grad crew has left the store and we're driving to our destination, and it's this fun little scene. It looks like it's late summer, crisp autumn. We're driving through all these trees with these leaves, and they're crunching and on the ground. And it just looks like they're about to have this amazing time. It also looks so similar to the gang driving to the cabin in The Evil Dead. And something that I heard Eli Roth say is he had always been so in love with Evil Dead, and he really wanted to make a movie like Evil Dead. And we'll see so many parallels throughout this entire film. So much influence from the Evil Dead, like kind of almost formulaic to a point.
Truly.
Like our hot group of five kids in one car driving to an isolated cabin in the woods on this beautiful late summer, early autumn day, just about to go fuck in a cabin.
And the cabin itself, just like you said, very Evil Dead-esque, and it's run down, but it's still like cute, but in kind of like this place for sure doesn't have like a cell service type of way, if you know what I mean.
Definitely isolated.
Yeah. Jeff and Marcy, I mean, they immediately disappear to go have sex.
Something I want to know, I want to understand is what the actual fuck? Are we not tired from driving all day?
Girl.
This and an ex, when Brittany Snow, what's her character's name? She says, fucking finally.
Oh, yeah, I forget her name in that.
Damn, we just drove hours.
Yeah.
Are you not tired? Maybe you weren't you were napping in the car.
Arguably, maybe they're having a second wind.
Also, don't you kind of want to like shower?
Likely.
Yeah.
Likely. I think maybe not a drive, but for sure if you were in the airport.
Yeah.
Gross. So as that's all going down, Paul and Karen, they go off to go swimming in a nearby lake.
This is where I start to be like, okay, so we immediately get here. We're a group of friends. We immediately get to our destination. We all split apart. What is our agenda here? You know, my ass would be like, here's our Google Doc.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the distance from this place to this place.
I've booked a horse tour on this day, and then we're going to do an apple cider tasting over here.
And here's the exact kind of shoes you're going to need for each activity.
No, they do kind of all have their own thing. I mean, even Bert, he like wanders off alone with his rifle to go hunt squirrels.
Oh, and play with fire.
Yeah.
Just lawless.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. One thing I have to say when we're getting more into this lake part. So like as they're walking to the lake, Paul, he starts talking to Karen, and he's like talking to her about how they've been friends for so long, and he always thought like she was so great, and he's like insinuating to her, I want to ask you out, but he's clearly like nervous. And I think she like runs off too while he's in the middle of talking, and she's just like, okay, bye, like race me to the da-da-da, and it's so funny.
I hate this situation. This makes me so frustrated, which is so hypocritical because the amount of times that I probably did this to these poor teenage boys when I was young, she knows that he likes her.
Yep.
And she's like, gonna play with that.
Yep, she don't give a fuck.
And that is a powerful thing you can do is flirt right back.
Okay, something funny though is once they get like settled at the lake, Karen is like telling Paul about another guy that they know that they went to school with who tried to kiss her a few days ago, and apparently it was gross. Then Paul, he like gets his moment and Karen kisses him.
What gave you the ick about Paul?
Well, I don't know if it's in this exact moment, but
I don't know why Karen kisses him. Like, does she actually maybe like him?
He has like huge nipples.
Okay, I knew that's what it was going to be. I knew that's what it was going to be. But I did notice that. Producer can't handle himself.
Like, this has nothing to do with women. I love all women's nipples, okay?
There is a difference.
But there's a difference, and just his, like, I don't know, there's just something about it that is just comical to me.
No.
Why is it so funny, Allie?
I'm like, stop while you're ahead, but you're already so behind. What?
Okay, I have one more.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. I think he has cankles.
You looked that closely. Do we ever see his ankles? Were you like, oh, big nipples, let me check out the cankles?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I'm normally not like, I'm not that observant,
all right,
but Jesus.
You think that bothered you? What bothered me is how Karen's braids are fully dry on this floating ass dock. They had to get to this dock, right? So her braids are dry. They're on the dock. Her braids are dry.
She could have doggy paddled?
Bitch, listen to me. She yeets herself off the dock when Paul is kissing her.
Yes.
She yeets herself. So now her hair is wet. Karen, I do not buy that you swam out to this floating dock and did not get your hair wet. And I don't want to hear, maybe then it's been out there for a while. No, braids are harder to dry when they're braided.
It seems to me like early 2000s movie hair physics need to be studied.
Just a case for that, yeah.
Just a case.
Yep.
Strong case.
Clearly, I'm perturbed.
Honestly, just fuck Paul and fuck Karen.
Get them out of here.
I don't know. I'm so sorry. That like really made me laugh.
Now I just feel really bad for Ryder Strong.
I know. I'm sorry. I used to be attracted to him as Sean, too, but I never saw his nipples on Boy Meets World.
Wouldn't that be? On this latest episode of Boy Meets World, Eric and Sean look at each other's nipples.
Ooh, we got to keep moving. We are. This is okay. So meanwhile, Bert, Mr. Bert.
Yeah. Because remember, we've all fucked right off by ourselves.
He's still by himself, and he like lights the fire at the fire pit at their place, and he then leaves the fire and walks around a bit longer with a beer. And again, if you guys remember, he's hunting squirrels apparently. And suddenly he hears some like rustling in the nearby like bushes, and he can't really see what it is, but he's like very, very sure it's an animal, likely a squirrel. And he takes a shot, and he actually hits the hermit from the beginning of the film. He didn't know it was a person at first. It's so fucking crazy. Like, imagine getting shot because some idiot was trying to hunt squirrels.
Okay, hear me out.
Okay.
So obviously he's a little worse now, but I'm still not past.
Wait, who's worse? Oh, the hermit?
The hermit.
Oh, yeah. He's fucking covered in bloody sores.
But he's like not.
No,
he's still kinda hot.
No. We're not going to go from
I feel
Ryder
like he
Strong's nipples to talking about how the hermit is hot.
But just like
the
hear me
deeper
out.
an infection that he gets.
Well, okay, two things. Real quick. He looks like Edward Cullen. Just riddle me that. And they're in the woods. I can't not think about it.
It's the skin of something that's killing me, Bella. So Bert then obviously panics as the hermit keeps like kind of walking towards him, telling him, hey, like I need help, not only because you shot me, but I'm also really sick and I really, really need some help. Like, can you help me? The hermit is trying to just get like closer and closer to Bert. And eventually he shoots the hermit again and then leaves him wounded in the woods to just like do his own thing.
I guess, but what would you do there too? Because Bert is saying, yo, man, you don't look well. You stay there. But this guy is not well. He probably doesn't hear him. He can't see him. He's like stumbling, and this guy can't help himself but like stumble. And Kurt shoots.
I think even if there was even a thought in my mind to like not tell anyone, there was just no way my conscience could like do that. However, Bert, he tells nobody what happened, and then he comes back to camp and he finds Marcy and Jeff, and they're putting his fire out, and they're like berating him for leaving his fire unattended.
So here's just another of a few great examples of why we really don't deserve Marcy. She's like, what the fuck, Bert, with a B, why'd you start a fire and then fucking leave? So she's taking care of business, and they're putting it out. But something so of note is Bert does not tell anything to Marcy or Jeff. Jeff.
Yeah, and it's just, and things just like move on, you know?
Because he doesn't say anything.
Doesn't say a word.
Then just doesn't ever.
And then later that night, the group just hangs around the campfire, drinking and smoking.
This whole scene, doesn't it make you nostalgic for something that we've never really done?
Drinking and smoking around a campfire?
We've obviously camped and been around a campfire, but, you know, this is so classic.
It does. It does make you nostalgic. It makes you reminiscent. It brings it all back. It's like there's nothing quite like being around a fire pit.
Maybe this is the feeling, though, that Eli Roth is trying to invoke. A feeling of nostalgia and like, oh my God, we're all camping together.
Oh yeah, for sure. And what's a campfire also without a good campfire story?
Exactly.
And the story that Paul tells all of them around the campfire about a bowling alley that he used to go to as a kid. This story is basically that there was a guy that came in, he like broke in, held the employees at gunpoint, put them all in a circle and like tied them up so that they all were looking at each other, and then took a ball peen hammer to each one of the back of their heads.
That whole thing is true?
I need to deep dive into it myself.
Wow.
But I did read that this was based on a true thing.
That's so interesting because this whole little vignette is so different than the rest of the movie in so many ways. This little movie in a movie. It's almost the scariest part of the movie to me because it is so scary. I was in my notes, I said, okay, but why does this scene freak me out? I feel like it's so close to something that could actually happen, like the yogurt shop murders. It's very stylistically different from the rest of the film, and it's almost like an oversaturated grit. Ooh. A new eau de perfume by Eli Roth. Saturated grit.
I really love that.
You're fucking welcome.
Truly. I also love this part too because one funny part about it is that they talk about there was a bald guy that was one of the workers at the bowling alley, and Paul called him Happy Bald Guy. And there's this great scene of apparently he got his head chopped off by the killer at this bowling alley, and his head came up in the ball return, and it's just his smiling face, and it's fucking Eli Roth playing this character.
I love that he puts himself multiple times in this movie as different characters.
And characters at the end of the day that don't mean anything.
Truly, neither does this scene, because at the end of the day, this scene has nothing to do with the movie.
Okay.
Except for the fact to bring in campfire horror. Okay. A feeling of that.
Okay, I don't know why, but I'm having a strong feeling right now, like energetically, that one of our listeners has some kind of conspiracy theories of these one or both of these two random characters that Eli Roth plays and why they're connected in Cabin Fever.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm just feeling this energetically, but you guys, if anyone's listening and you have an awesome theory, please message us on Instagram because I would love to hear it.
Wait, I kind of love that because literally, we'll get to his other character pretty soon here, but they really have almost nothing to do with the film.
They don't make a lot of sense. I mean, really at all, except for just part of the general story that's being told.
Both characters are kind of just kooky little parts of the fun plot.
Mm-hmm. But I just feel it in my bones. There's something else out there.
Write in, please.
Phone in. Here's our hotline. Yeah. So then, right as we were just talking about this, they meet this friendly drifter named Justin. And he also insists that everybody calls him Grim. And this is also fucking Eli Roth.
Okay, I think Eli Roth deserves an Oscar for this. Him
so good.
Portraying Justin as Grim. Because remember, his name is Justin, but he insists everybody call him Grim because he got that name from the X Games. He would have been in the X Games.
Of course he would. Have you seen that soul patch?
Oh my God, his soul patch. And he kind of speaks like a surfer almost.
Yeah, that was good.
But so Justin / Grim wanders into their campfire and he's kind of like weird. He's like, oh, hey, you guys, campfire cool, you guys. Maybe can I join you? And they're like, And he's like, oh, bummer, who am I going to smoke all this weed with, you know? And he pulls out this massive bag of weed and they're like, oh, no, stay, hang out with us.
You are nailing
Thank you.
the Justin character,
I feel like
by the way.
Grim, I prefer Grim.
I'm so sorry, Grim. So sorry.
So Grim also happens to be accompanied by a fucking dog. And this is Dr. Mambo. So one of the girls is like, Doctor, you mean like a professor? Grim is like, yeah, professor of being a dog. I think that Eli Roth just made this. I mean, I like your theory that it's connected, but I think maybe he's just like, I want to see myself be these characters.
It's just so good. And it's just like, what a colorful person to come and crash your kumbaya moment.
You want Grim.
No, you
at
do.
Your party.
You do. So as Grim comes in, like sits down with them and they're all smoking and stuff, he sits right next to Karen. I think he says something about like Berkeley, and then Karen shares that that's where she's planning on going or where she graduated from or something like that. Anyways, and she's like, yeah, like they're so crazy out there at Berkeley. Like she says she hung out with some guys and was fucked up for like 5 days straight. And she said she only drank beer. And this is a very pivotal part in the film because this sparks an idea. Bert, he decides him and Jeff challenge each other to see who can just drink beer for the rest of the weekend. And this is going to come into play later, honestly, with like who ends up surviving.
This has a randomly huge plot point and purpose.
And it's funny too, because I think Paul or Jeff, they were like, Bert, there's no way you're going to fucking even make it, you know? And then there's no question on Jeff though.
And I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, you know, like I could probably survive off of White Claw for days. And then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, wait, they're there for 5 days. First of all, what are they doing for 5 days? And 5 days would be a really long time. I don't think you can drink
nothing
water.
else. Yeah.
That's not physically possible.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very good for sure if they lasted the entire 5 days. So rain then begins falling at this little campfire and Grim is like, oh, I gotta go check in and like gather my belongings.
Can I just real fast? This is my favorite line and scene of the entire movie because the gang is all like, oh, no, you can stay like at our cabin. We have extra room. And he's like, I have all this really expensive camping shit back at my site. And he's like, my campsite's only like 10 minutes away, but if I book it, I can be there in 20.
Yeah.
I just love Grim so much. And unfortunately, this is the last time we see Grim.
Yeah.
Alive.
Also, have you ever had anyone crash your camping experience? I'm curious.
Truly, I want to say just a resounding yes.
I have a very specific time.
Oh God. With me?
I was camping with your brother. And if, I don't know if he listens to the podcast, but if he does, he will remember this time that I think we were camping in Yosemite. or Lake Tahoe or somewhere in there. And we met these really cool people. It was like a guy our age and 2 girls our age. And I remember, thank God, they ended up being so cool. I'm still friends with them on Facebook. Like, we're like loose friends. But I remember thinking in my head, this could be so sketchy. We like literally hung out with them that night, and they were so cool. Thank God. They were just like grim.
But that's so interesting to me, the dynamic of this seems normal. I'm going to ask if I can join them. Yeah. I had an instance the other day, not camping, but I was doing my very strange lymphatic jumping exercises in the morning. And it looks pretty odd. I was doing it in public because why not let my heart shine in the open? And somebody comes by and says, "What are you doing?" We explain what we're doing. It was me and my mom. And it was like a girl like our age, you and me. And she's like, "Can I join you?" And I was like, what made this person see us jumping up and down, moving our bodies in a really strange way? And I was like, I'm going to just go see if I can join them.
Because like I consider myself very much outgoing and whatever, but I still don't think I'd just like go up to a random group of people unless there would have to be like very special circumstances, I think, like in place. Yeah. So I don't know.
But then you can get those instances where it is cool and really fun, but then you get the instances where you meet the wrong people.
You're taking a risk, stranger danger.
But that's so true of life, right? This whole movie is kind of scary because theoretically all this could happen.
Oh, yeah. And it could go very south.
Yeah. I mean, it does.
It does. So as the crew is chilling now by the fireplace inside the cabin, they get a knock on the door. And I think at first they think it's Grim. They're just like, "Oh, Grim, like he's back."
Yeah. So I think one of the girls is like, "Oh, he better have more weed." And meanwhile, I think they even pan to Bert. His face is like, "Oh, fuck," because he still hasn't told anybody that there might be a shot hermit wandering the woods.
Yep. He's a bad boy. The knock on the door is actually the hermit, and he has found his way to the cabin, and he is like begging for help. And when he knocks on the door, I think it's like Jeff and Paul who mainly kind of answer, and Bert is sort of hiding himself a little bit. Like he does not want the hermit to recognize him because, again, he has not told the crew that he had shot at him and like left him for dead.
The rest of the gang is very, very concerned.
Yeah, he looks even worse. And he's like vomiting blood this time, I think.
Yes. And each time we're seeing him, he's rapidly getting worse. I feel helpless here because like what are they supposed to do, right? This is a really scary situation. The only thing, I bring this up a lot more than I should or think I do. I feel hopeless because they don't have cell phones.
Yeah.
How crazy is it that I'm like, oh my God, where are their cell phones? Those are their weapons. They don't have their weapons.
They don't have them. And would they even work anyways? Because there's no service out there. So Bert then aggressively refuses to let the hermit inside after the hermit recognizes him and is like, "Hey, you, like you're the guy." Yeah. And he just kind of like closes the door on him.
He kind of acts accordingly really quickly. He's like, "You guys, we don't know what he has. He's sick." And the girls are like, "We need to help him." And Bert is like, "No, he's sick. We don't want to get infected." And he's being really smart because he's covering up what he's done by doing this.
Yep.
So convenient for him that this hermit is ill.
Totally. But then as they're like kind of talking about it on the other side of the door, they hear outside the hermit is now attempting to steal their truck. And he's just like spraying infected blood everywhere by vomiting.
Literally, while everybody's inside arguing about him, he's like, "All right, bye. I'm going to take your truck."
Yeah, he's like, "Sorry."
Bye.
I mean, honestly, like smart of hermit.
Do you think that vomiting or coughing blood is scarier?
Oh.
Yeah, layered.
Coughing kind of freaks me out because it's like coming from your lungs, where like your stomach has liquid and can be all kinds of mixed things. I mean, you still should never be throwing up blood. I don't think there's ever like a good normal time that should happen, but I feel like coughing freaks me out. It also kind of reminds me of when Nicole Kidman has consumption in Moulin Rouge.
The Moulin Rouge.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
So the hermit is doing one of those things. He's either vomiting or coughing blood. We don't know, but either is really scary. I have to kind of agree with you. I didn't think about it like that. Coming from their lungs is scarier. So they're running outside now to try and make this hermit stop because he's coughing and puking all over their car, all over it.
It's like, bro, please just get out and like just stop.
Also, if we're looking at this literally, I'm not sure this man would have survived the amount of stuff coming out of his body.
For sure not.
While they're trying to get him to stop vomiting on the car, Paul is literally beating the shit out of this communal car that they've come to the cabin in together. No other car. This is their mode of transportation.
Yeah, I don't know what his goal was here except to just maybe scare the hermit out of the car. The whole scene is very chaotic. They're all kind of doing different things. Like, doesn't Bert at one point accidentally shoot at the car too? And then
Yes.
Jeff is like, bro, what the hell?
Yeah, 'cause
So like, it's weird, but they kind of use trashing the car as just like a way to freak the hermit out to get him to leave, I think.
But if it's that dire, you got to try something. It's like when you were saying how we should pee or drool or sneeze or vomit or cough. Like if we're in a situation, you do what you got to do.
Yes.
And if there's a hermit attacking you, you beat up your car.
Yeah. Note to self, guys, and we said it last episode, if you are ever taken by a stranger, just pee your pants and act like really fucking weird and freak them out. Take your best horror character that you love and channel that. Maybe do some Samara. Maybe, you can just go fucking crazy like the Gremlins. Whatever you want to do.
Whatever is calling to you. And if a hermit is coming at you with their consumption vomit blood, then beat a car with a bat. That's the lesson.
And if they come out of the car, we know what Paul does next.
Oh my God, where'd he get a flamethrower?
Was it a flamethrower?
I don't know. How did he light this person on fire? It looked like he sprayed something.
I think the girls had bear spray or something.
Some kind of aerosol. Something in a can. So that's what it is. I was like, why is there a flamethrower here? Anyways, this aerosol can lights the hermit on fire. So now he's dying from all of his sores and vomiting and being on fire.
And poor guy, he just like runs into the woods screaming. They don't even get confirmation that he's like down and out.
I will say though, knowing that he's wearing an Edward Cullen style peacoat, that will buy him some time on the skin with that fire. Drop, roll. Mm-hmm. He will be okay.
Okay. In this moment, like if we go back to when the hermit is like revealed at the door, are you on Bert's side or would you have helped him? If you were like Marcy, Karen, Paul, or Jeff, seeing this hermit and Bert closes the door and is like, fuck that guy, we're not helping him. Because I think the group is kind of split. They are like, no, we need to help the guy. He's clearly sick. Like, what would you do in that situation?
I think we as a society are so heightened because of COVID. So it's really hard for me to say what I would do because pre-COVID, I could say one thing. And now somebody literally breathes and I'm like, what? You're trying to kill me.
Yeah, I was just going to ask like how differently this whole scene plays post-COVID. And do you feel like the group's reactions feel more understandable now than they probably did in 2002 when this came out?
Right. So I was like, put your pre-COVID glasses on.
I don't know. I think I empathize with both sides. I can see why Bert is like, no, fuck that. Because let's be real, knowing how contagious this is, that is the thing to do. Is to like get as far away from this. We don't know what that is, right? Or how infectious it is. But then there is that other side too, right? That's like, well, shit, we should still try to help because no one's helping him clearly.
I think that if it were you and I with this gang and everybody was split, I think you and I would collectively
leave.
No. No, we'd be with Grimm. Let's be real.
Take the canoe with Grimm and get the fuck out of there.
And Dr. Mambo.
Dr. Mambo.
So you and I would do the same thing pre-COVID where we would nurse that man. We'd be literally doing anything to save that man. And I think you and I both would do the same thing post-COVID. Be like, you guys, we got to look at this. Like, we don't touch him. We need to evaluate. Don't get close. We'd be so cautious.
Yeah, we'd be kind of thinking of ourselves almost first, but still, okay, but how can we help him potentially still?
I think that no matter what, I don't think you and I would ever be like, bye.
No. No, we would never just be like, see ya.
But obviously, Bert has an ulterior motive. Meanwhile, Jeff is literally just like, I don't want that thing touching me or my clothes or my truck or my beer.
Jeff is so far on the spectrum of like, no
touchy. He is Cusco, no touchy.
Yeah. Later that night, the crew, they're for sure rattled and they're just like trying to figure out what to do next in this whole situation.
Right. So mind you, this hermit has wandered off now.
Yeah. And the girls are like, we got to find help. We need to get the police involved and like report what happened. And Bert, he's insisting that they all align on the fact that it was just an accident. Like, I think they even say, like, he's likely dead in the woods already anyway. Like, we don't need to do anything.
That's so interesting to me that you caught that dialogue because I was so focused on the scene, what Paul was doing. I didn't catch any of that dialogue.
Oh, I didn't even focus on him.
Yes. So what Paul is doing and what I noticed the most, and they're focusing in on it, is he's playing with honey. He's got that honey bear in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
And he's making it sticky in his fingers and he's playing with it. And at the end, he's like, That guy's skin. Did you guys see his skin? It was melting and he's playing with the honey like it's tactile. It's like it's skin.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's like a cool device to use where he's talking about infected skin and blood, and it's making you think of it.
I'm literally, you and I are both playing with our
doing
fingers.
it right now. Ooh.
And it's such a visually impactful scene. And I can't believe that didn't stick in your brain. It's so memorable in my brain.
Stick.
Yeah.
Like honey. I do remember it, but yeah, it didn't. I just sort of was like, oh, it's like a random thing he's doing. But no, you make a good point. It definitely seems to be used as a connection point there.
But what I was gathering is so opposite what you were gathering in the scene, which is crazy. It's amazing.
Wow.
And wow. I also really wonder how many times they shot that. How many times did he have to wash his hands and put honey on him again? I love that.
Was there Dr. Mambo nearby to take that honey off his hands? Literally.
Did Bert put it on his balls like he did the peanut butter, like he was saying earlier?
Did Paul put it on his nipples? We don't know. Anyway, I need to move on from the nipples.
You really do.
I'm so sorry, guys. That night, as they all go to bed, they all have nightmares about the run-in with the hermit while they're sleeping. And the next morning, Jeff and Bert are like, okay, we got to go and we got to try to find help because the truck, by the way, is a no-go. Not only is it just fucked up from the hermit making it disgusting, but it's also like not working. They go and they leave Paul with the ladies and they start arguing about some of the damage of the car that they all kind of contributed to. And then in another brief scene, we then see the hermit's body face down in a water reservoir that leads right back up to the cabin. And we see Karen, similar to Allie, pouring herself a glass of water from the goddamn tap. Does this make sense to you now?
No, truly.
Why
because
I stopped you?
specifically, what I'm about to say next, and I still almost did it, is how many actual pipes exist like this. There have to be so many. I can think of probably the lake town that you and I frequent. Looks a little dodgy, that little reservoir.
Baby girl, have you watched Erin Brockovich?
That's one of my top 20 favorite movies.
Then I cannot believe you are still drinking the tap.
I know. She would absolutely have words with me.
She would. Paul then tries to talk to Karen about everything that happened. And they have like a little moment, kind of just them two. And she just like completely breaks down. And there's like this glass of water that's sitting on the end of the dresser. And like, is it just me or does it look like there's something in the fucking water?
Shut your goddamn mouth.
No, like, I don't know what it is, but there is like a piece of body, a fingernail.
Stop. I can taste what you're saying. Please stop.
Well, she almost freaking takes a sip and then she puts it back down.
Yes. For now, she does. Yes.
And meanwhile, Jeff and Bert, they find a pig farm and they come around the corner and they witness like this local woman at her pig farm. And she's like got a pig freaking tied up and she's about to butcher it. She's like freaking out that her meat is infected and there's no way she can eat it.
Props to her for being in this movie. I love this for her, but I've never, ever felt like I can feel someone acting so much. I don't know if you got that from her, but
I did.
She worked hard on her little monologue. Yes, she did. Go you, girl. But I felt that.
A+.
A fucking plus. So she's going off on our two men. Almost.
Wait, I have another scoring system. 5 out of 5 nipples.
Oh my God. Why do we have 5?
That's a common, like, you know, do you want 10 nipples?
I don't like that they're not even numbers.
10 out of 10 nipples.
Oh, yeah, 10. Let's do 10.
Okay, 10.
Yeah, 5, that's some bullshit.
Sorry,
10.
go ahead. Keep going.
So this woman is kind of ranting, like you said, about her pig and how she's not going to get any meat out of this crop of pigs, this fleet of pigs.
I like fleet.
They
sound like they're in space.
A fleet reminds me of ships, like a fleet of ships, like pig ships, like little pig ships. Oh. Cute. Anyways, it's almost like she's blaming them and they're like, oh my God. And then she calms down a bit and the boys start describing that they need a phone. They needed to call a tow truck because they were attacked by a crazy hermit last night. And she's like, oh my God. And then the boys are like, don't worry, we got him back. We kind of fucked him up too. Whatever.
Yeah,
and
they just like kind of fully tell her without telling her that like he is fucked up.
They incriminate themselves. Yeah. And she was like, oh no, well, I hope it wasn't my cousin Henry, right? And ma'am, why would we know it's your cousin or it's Henry, let alone both of those people? We don't. Actually, just kidding, we do because we pan over to a photo of our hermit.
It's Hermit in his prime. It's Edward Cullen.
It's Edward Cullen in his prime. Wow. He just turned into a vampire. So yeah, lady, this is your cousin Henry. And we did kill him.
You know, they realize, like you said, and they get the fuck out of there. They're like, oh my God, we're good now. Thank you. Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay.
She was like, I can have a car here for you real soon. And if these boys were smart, they would have just kept up with the lie and just got in a fucking truck and dealt with it later.
1000%. Then back at the cabin, Marcy, she takes a canoe out of nowhere and rows it to like presumably like a nearby beach where she finds some like abandoned beach stuff, like some chairs, a radio, etc. It seems kind of like it could either just be a private beach where people leave their shit or it looks sort of crime scene-y.
So many thoughts. Again, another shout out to Marcy. She's doing the Lord's work. The other people are like fucking around and being dramatic, and Marcy just storms out of that cabin in her really bitchin' little outfit, might I add, actually. Again, she's taking matters into her own hands. She's going to get that canoe. We don't deserve you, but please, Marcy, bring a weapon and wear some sensible shoes.
Oh my God. She just needs like a sensible sneaker.
Literally get some New Balances on and then I'm good. Bring a bat and some New Balances.
It's crazy.
Another instance of us not deserving this amazing character, Marcy. I will say though, I say that like bring a weapon, bring a good shoe. She doesn't fucking know she's in a horror film. Why would she do that?
There you go. Very true.
She wants to look cute. We still think we're getting Instagram photos later.
She's planning vacation outfits.
Yes.
Yeah.
This whole
poor Mark.
This
makes me just feel more sad for her.
And her outfits.
She was expecting to get some content out of this trip.
Literally, God.
She wanted to get 3 likes on her new photo.
Just 3?
Probably
Shit,
more.
Man. With Instagram these days?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I think she was on MySpace, actually, if we're going back at the time.
2002? Not even.
So she keeps exploring and she eventually finds like another cabin kind of close to this little abandoned beach area. And she tries to see if anyone's home.
To me, I can't really fully grasp the seclusion of where they are, the town or the cabin, because we can't gauge how secluded they really are because we see these homes, but they don't have phones or people or cars outside of them. And we see people from time to time, like in the town, but nobody else. But we see the hermit.
We don't get like a cohesion of the entire setting, if that makes sense.
And we don't really see other cars or roads. So we just don't know.
In this little like abandoned cabin that Marcy found, she runs into Bert and Paul. But again, there's no one else around. And meanwhile, Paul, he's back at their cabin and he encounters Deputy Winston, who this deputy, by the way, is like so young and just like does not look like he would even be old enough to even be training to be a deputy. And he bizarrely just like downplays the seriousness of the entire situation and kind of just like encourages partying instead.
He is the party master. He, like you said, Paul is explaining what's happened. So the cop is kind of taking down notes. Looks like typical cop looking at his pad of paper. And then I think Paul just brings up the word beer and Winston immediately lights up. And beer?
His eyeballs are like, hell yeah, brother.
He's like, you're the party man. You got some girls. You're a partier. And he says, man, when I was your age, used to get pussy all the time. How old is he supposed to be?
Why does he feel like he's so much older? He even says, I don't know if you caught it. This guy's so fucking funny. At the beginning, he goes, hey, son, to Paul. And I'm like, Paul's like 8 years older than you.
Literally, this kid, he looks younger.
Can I tell you a random fucking side comment?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, so this kid who plays Deputy Winston, he plays one of the sons of Randy Quaid, who is the pilot in Independence Day. And it is the tiniest little role, but the minute I saw him in Cabin Fever, I said, I know that guy, and I made the connection.
Is that where I know him from?
Potentially.
I know him from somewhere. I just don't know where, so that might be it.
Yeah, he is Randy Quaid's son in that movie. He's not even the star son, the son that rides the motorcycle and stuff. He's just like, he's like the little baby brother.
Huh.
I know.
That must be where I know him from. Well, he's killing it as Professor Winston. What is he? Where are we?
Deputy Winston.
Deputy Winston.
Are you thinking about Dr. Mambo?
I have no idea. So many titles in this film. He's saying, yeah, you're like you said, he's downplaying the situation. He's like, no big deal. We'll get you a tow truck, maybe 24 hours, maybe more. But you know what matters is we'll get you fixed up and we'll get you to the party, man.
Yep.
We'll get you partying again. Don't worry.
Something else, though, I want to add that Paul tells him about is he tells him about the hermit and how the hermit was sick with some sort of illness and that his friends are not with him because they left to go try and find help. And Paul's like super honest, too, that they hurt the hermit and literally the bloody ass truck is behind them while they're talking. And Winston is just so nonchalant. I think
they even do a pan to the car.
They do.
And they show the blood on the car and the Winston,
it looks horrible.
It looks like a murder scene, and Winston's like, no problem, we'll get you fixed up. It's all good, just a party, man. And this is the type of police officer I actually truly fear because this is possible. Like, police officers can be like this.
And then the best part of this entire scene is he rides off on his little bike, and it's just so fucking good.
I think he like gets another call, and he's like, gotta go to another call, and then hops on his bike. And I feel like he has to be on a bike because he has a DUI.
Yeah. Most likely. Okay, going back to the hermit and us seeing him briefly in the water in the reservoir. It's such a subtle scene and it's really quick, but it's obviously like so disgusting. Did you feel like you could taste the water in that moment like I could?
I literally said I could.
I know, that's true. That's true. Well, when I was talking about it, you could, but like
taste
in that moment, it's just, oh God, it just like.
Every time I think about it, I can taste it.
I also just wonder too, with even the hermit and all these people that we're like meeting, like the people that work at the store, now Deputy Winston, even the hermit, reading just like the vibes and reaction of these town locals. Do we think this infection has happened before or something like it? Like, are they just no stranger to shit like this? Because no one's taking it fucking seriously.
Yeah, I think that's a great question that I maybe didn't think about. Is this like a habitual thing for the town?
It's just weird. I have so many questions.
And I think we're meant to have questions.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Bert, he then gets back to the cabin. And he and Paul, they go out to clean the truck while talking about like the cop run-in. Karen, at the same time, she is still very much reeling from the whole situation, has a lot of anxiety, and she proceeds to nap. And the guys brush it off as just anxiety and just her wanting to leave. They're like, you know what, let Karen have her like chill time.
Shouldn't everybody want a little chill time?
Yes, but I also feel like there's just, it's also like we need to get the fuck out of here too.
True.
So that's why Paul and Bert are like, let's clean the car off.
The men.
Then while cleaning, Paul and Bert, they run into the dog, Mr. Mambo, and
Dr. Mambo.
Oh my God, so sorry.
He's a professor of being a dog.
Fuck. Thank you for, oh my God. And he does not have Grim anywhere around him. And he is growling at the boys from a distance and getting a little closer. And then Marcy, she comes out with a gun and just like shoots it into the sky and like scares him off.
We don't deserve you, Marcy.
And I have a fun fact here, actually. So this wasn't the original dog that was hired for the film. The first dog, named Jake, was hired without a rehearsal because Eli Roth loved the idea of using the same dog actor from the Patrick Swayze movie Black Dog from 1998 so that he could be 2 degrees from Swayze. That was literally the reason.
I would do that too.
Yeah. But the problem was that the dog was then 4 years older, arthritic, and like very tired. So he was just a sad boy. He was retired. A real life police attack dog was then hired to save money, except he literally terrified everyone on set.
That's super interesting. My friend's husband has a police dog, which are, I don't know if you know this, police dogs are not very common. But that dog was named Cujo. But however, Cujo, aptly named, was the nicest dog.
Killed everyone.
Yeah, aptly named, killed everyone. I am dead. Cujo did kill me.
Oh my God.
They're so well trained that they really know how to respond to their trainers.
Yeah, to their owners.
To
like
their
whoever
owners.
is giving them the commands. Yeah.
But think about how much power that owner has.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I do think it's really sweet though when you see canine dogs. Canine police dogs like retire and they just live the rest of their life, like usually with their cop family as like just a pet dog. And it's just the sweetest thing
when
ever.
They go on their little last rides.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Why TikTok made me cry.
After Marcy has shot the shotgun and the dog goes away, everyone then reconvenes back inside and they talk about how Grim is probably infected and likely dead and that they just need to get the fuck out of there. At this point, I think, if not already decided, they're like, you know what, we're just going to fix the car ourselves. We're not waiting for a tow truck. We're not waiting for anyone else to save us.
And I think that Bert pretty much leads this charge very well. I think he has some different motivation than the rest of the group, but he's trying to get them out the fucking door. He's fixing that car. He's cleaning the car. He's like, he is the forward momentum. Out. Let's leave.
I will say, if there's one thing about Bert, he was their only chance to all survive.
We got to give him some credit.
He was not always making the best decisions overall, but like if you had to depend on someone to help get you out, just he was driving a lot of things forward.
He is a survivalist, I'm sure. He seems like he'd be on one of those shows. Yeah. But to your point, we don't know, can you die from this? What's the turnaround time? Is it curable?
It's so unknown. Yeah. Is this just like a poison ivy thing or like, you know, something from a plant? Like no one knows.
So let's get out is the goal. Yeah. Get out.
Then Karen, she kind of voices that she's becoming ill just from the whole, it seems like she's becoming physically ill and just like she's still emotionally distraught over the hermit's death and everything. And she says she's going to go lay down. We don't actually see her drink any water, by the way. So even from when she first poured it from the tap a scene or two ago to now, we haven't seen her actually drink any of the water just yet. Then Paul comes into her room to comfort her and they kind of nearly like have sex. It starts out like as like a cuddle, then it just kind of goes forward.
You so downplay. If you're listening to this, I can see Emma's notes right now. You have so downplayed this scene. This is the fucking craziest scene ever.
Well, I didn't want to go into like big details.
Oh my God. Okay, so basically, Paul comes into napping Karen, comes and cuddles her from the side, right? And, you know, just kind of touching. First of all, why are you touching Karen like that? She doesn't feel well. She went to nap.
That is very true. She did not, and she did not consent to this.
The last thing I want to be when I'm sick is touched.
Oh, for sure.
Do not touch me.
Get away from me.
I'm probably sweating.
Also, the film, Cabin Fever.
Oh,
she's probably hot.
Absolutely.
Get this girl an AC if you're going to do anything.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine? Well, especially how hot it was today. Can you imagine having these open sores on your body?
No.
Ugh.
No.
So she's hot. And now we know she's probably developing sores. And none of us know that yet. I don't think Karen's given enough leverage to let Paul even attempt to what he's about to.
Very true.
This seems pretty fucking wild for this instance.
It's a weird scene because there's like parts of it where you're like, oh, is she like enjoying it? But then her eyes are closed the whole time.
Exactly. Again, the pleasure and pain fine line. So Paul slides that sneaky ass hand down the blanket where Karen's bottom half is. And we can hear the fucking macaroni sound.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. So we're like, okay, it's insinuated that he's fingering her. We're hearing this. And she is making like some kind of moaning noises. And then it's kind of playing this weird piano, nice romantic music in the background.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Paul pulls his hand up for some reason. In his hand, we see mucousy blood. And at first, we're like, okay, well, is homegirl on her period?
Yeah, like as a woman, we're like, okay, this isn't too weird.
Yeah. And so he pulls the blanket down and it reveals he's been fingering this open wound on the side of her leg, not her vagina, her leg. Oh my God. Then all of a sudden, Karen's with it and she's like, oh shit. Excuse me, Karen, are you like that out of it that you don't notice your gaping wound being fingered, not your vagina?
Hey, she could have, I've heard if you have like a bad enough fever, it can make you like delirious. So
True.
It's possible. And the group rightfully panics immediately because like Paul gets up, he runs out of the room. Everyone's like, what's going on? What's going on? And then, you know, they all rush in and they see that she's infected and like Bert just goes absolute ape shit on her. It's sad. Part of it is understandable, but he's just like, we need to get the fuck away from her. And she's like, can I just go to the bathroom? Like, I don't feel well. And it's really sad.
I think she says, I want my mom.
Oh my God, I think she does say that. And it's like, oh, she says, I just want to go home.
Yeah, which is, can you imagine that's the only thing you want and the thing you absolutely cannot have?
It's truly devastating.
If you like actually if you can imagine being that, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Bert's the one being like, we don't know. And he's obviously doing this for a couple different reasons, but he's trying to hammer in, we don't know what this is.
Yeah. And later that night, the rest of the group, they've kind of like isolated Karen by herself.
Just kind of isolated Karen by herself.
Just kind of. Well, they will in just a second. But before that, they get in their like skivvies, is what I like to say. And they like are all checking their skin for infection. And Karen then is basically...
I have a question.
Oh, tell me.
Was this kind of sexy?
A little bit.
Them checking each other?
Because it was like in candlelight.
And by the fire?
By the fire.
Okay.
But thinking of who was left,
True.
A little weird.
Yeah,
we don't want to do Marcy like that.
Because then we have the march out like you're just about to say.
Exactly. So poor Karen, she's basically dragged outside and isolated in a shed outside of the cabin with just like a little mat and like a blanket so that they can keep an eye on her from a distance.
And they're like, don't worry, we're always going to have someone watching you. Sure.
And she's rightfully pissed. Like, she's fucking being put in a shed. But there's also like nothing she can do in this situation, you know?
Okay, well, first of all, if I'm Karen, I'm not going to be a Karen, and I understand why I have to.
Why you have to go in the shed? Yeah.
Although, you know, pre-COVID, Allie would have been like, you fuckers, you keep me inside. Now having gone through COVID, yeah, put her in a shed. But like back in 2002, what the fuck? Also, this shed, I don't know if you noticed, it doesn't really, there is a chain on it. They don't really put that much effort into locking it. No. And there's a rabid dog outside and a strange hermit that's burned alive.
Paul then goes off on his own with just a baseball bat as a defensive weapon as Marcy brings Karen some food at the shed. Karen, she's just getting more fucking sick by the minute. I feel like when she went into the shed, she was scared and sad, and now she's pissed off. She's like smoking a cig. Yeah. Marcy's just trying to say, hey, we have to do this. It's just to keep us all safe, whatever. And she goes, better close the door, Marcy. I don't want to infect everyone.
Okay, and the way this is shot and how she delivers it, Karen seems pretty cool here. She's cool.
She's like turned a little leaf.
Yeah, she's like kind of a badass.
She's turned an infected leaf.
A little infected leaf. I love that.
So as Paul walks around, he finds another cabin. And I believe that this is the first abandoned cabin that was found by Marcy, Jeff, and Bert a little bit earlier. But like Paul wasn't there. So he's seeing it now, different time of night. He's like, oh, let me go see if like someone's there. He like looks into one of the windows on the side of the house and he sees a naked woman laying on a bed lighting candles. And her husband then sneaks up to Paul outside and threatens him with a gun to get off his property.
If Paul were just like normal and gone the normal way to the front door.
This scene to me has like several plot holes. Yeah. Just this decision of Paul's. We find out that Paul's just kind of an idiot, to be honest, like in many different ways as we watch the rest of this film. And everything he did before.
I was going to say, wait. Yeah.
But to your point, why didn't he just knock on the door? Or, okay, you see her, don't fucking oogle her. There's bigger things happening, bro.
You stay calm. You turn around, you say, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm so scared. There is someone trying to attack me.
There's different ways he could have played this off.
You put down the weapon, you say, I'm looking for help.
Well, then you know what else he does is when he makes it back to the cabin, he tells him he just didn't find any help. He does not even say, oh, there were people that were there, but I got in trouble for oogling this man's wife.
Okay, this is what the confusing part about the seclusion is. Because they have opportunity, they just don't take it.
Yeah, it's weird.
They're secluding themselves.
It's so strange.
They're giving themselves cabin fever.
Those people obviously weren't there earlier. And like, yes, they could have been hiking or something, but they probably have some type of vehicle that could help you.
Yeah.
They probably have a better boat than a fucking canoe to help you. They have resources.
Well, it's just like earlier with the woman and her pig farm.
Yes.
Is just be normal and like say what's going on.
Just be fucking normal, dude.
Although it'd be so hard to be normal if this were happening.
For sure. And we're starting to see the dynamics too with the crew that is left and not, infected. Like Marcy, she made chili for everyone, but no one wants to eat it. Not only do they not have an appetite, but then everyone's a little paranoid, not just about the whole thing, but like, should they make separate meals for each other? Should they, be trying to kind of keep their distance? Like tensions really are starting to build now. Paul does make a point at some point, he's like, I know that we're like freaked out, but we need to talk to each other.
It's so true that they are like trying to get through this hard, awful thing. I think they're trying to just make it through the night, right? Just get through the night and get out early.
Kind of like just one step at a time.
Yeah. I think it's Marcy again, bringing the home together, bringing the family together with their chili. And she's like mad that nobody will even eat the chili. But she's like, you're right. Let's make our own meals, whatever. So they're all kind of surmised to let's get through this and get home.
Yeah. In this moment, too, we go back to the beer drinking challenge because Bert, he takes a sip of water and Paul calls him out immediately on losing the beer drinking bet. And that's like really all that happens in that moment. Nothing else. It's just like, oh, you lost, kind of situation.
But obviously, he's drinking water.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the big red flag here. Yeah. And at the same moment, we then hear Dr. Mambo, the dog.
Dr. Mambo.
He's trying to get into the shed outside to attack Karen, but they do end up being able to scare him away, thankfully.
Wouldn't we bring Karen in now?
Dude, like, what the fuck? And you guys also lied to her. No one is outside with a gun. Like, you guys are just waiting until you hear Dr. Mambo trying to attack?
Yeah, Dr. Mambo is going to get her.
Like, it's crazy.
And you, fuck.
Then the next morning, Bert, he's actually able to start the truck. He like goes out on his own and he starts it up. But when Paul and Marcy go to get Karen, she's like looking terrible.
She can no longer smoke that cigarette.
No,
she's not cool anymore.
She's looking really bad. And they're trying to all get out as fast as they can. But like, there's a lot happening in this scene. And one of the things that happens when Bert is still by himself in the truck is that he secretly begins coughing up blood. He realizes that he's infected, but he doesn't want to outwardly say it to the group just yet.
He actually he's like, oh my God. He unbuttons his pants and there's a sore developing on like where your pant line would be. And he's like, oh fuck. But he, again, is like, let's get through this. And he wipes the blood off of his chin. And he's like, come on, guys, truck's going. Let's go.
That's a really good point that it's like literally near his dick because Karen has an infection area there. Bert has one there. Later on, we're going to see a different spot that develops first on Marcy.
And has to do with sex almost.
Yeah, I wonder.
I don't know. Perhaps it's because it's in a place you really don't want anything bad happening around.
True. We said earlier, you guys, if you have conspiracy theories or deeper theories about the meaning of this film, please send them over. I'd love to hear what you guys think.
And if your theory is we're thinking way too into this, keep that to yourself.
I was going to say, tell us anyway. No. So Paul and Marcy, they bring Karen out of the shed and they're putting her in the truck, but she throws up blood all over the dash after they just fucking cleaned it.
Just cleaned it.
And she's like not well enough to even get in the fucking car. Bert is stressed out. He's like, either get in the car or don't fucking get in the car. He's stressed now by his own infection. He's like, time is of the essence. Yeah. I need to go get help.
He's got a own ticking time bomb on his shoulders.
Yeah. And he ditches the group and just goes and returns to the convenience store seeking help.
Yeah. He's like, you guys, I'm going to get help. I'll come back.
And meanwhile, Paul and Marcy are like, okay, well, I guess we just need to bring Karen fucking back to the shed.
And then Jeff, being Jeff, this scene sticks out in my brain because he's so Mr. Princess. He has like a hanky over his nose and he has his beer. He grabs a lot of beer and his hanky. He's like, you guys are my friends, but I don't want to get sick. I don't want any of us to get sick. So I'm leaving and you guys should too. We should have left. Goodbye. And like, I don't blame Jeff.
I don't blame him in a weird way.
And he took liquid that isn't water and a hanky.
Yeah.
He's going to go figure it out for himself.
And then, yeah, he just like bounces. And now it's just Paul and Marcy at the cabin. And she's bummed. She's sitting around. She's like, you can just tell she's just sad because it's sort of this inevitable like doom cloud.
Also, her literal boyfriend just bailed on her.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the rest of her friends, all of this other shit's happening and she's getting dumped.
The one other girl is fucking dying and then she's fucking left with Paul. Then she says this, she goes on this weird tangent and she's like, well, I'm sure we're all going to get sick and die. And she's like, it's sometimes these moments in life that just doesn't it make you just want to fuck the person next to you since you're going to die anyway. And that's exactly what they end up doing.
Jump scare to them smashing.
And afterwards, go ahead. I know what you're going to say.
Okay. Producer just blew my mind with something. This girl, the woman playing Marcy, she was the naked girl in Not Another Teen Movie.
Serena Vincent,
you queen. I'm really sorry I didn't recognize you, but
you know what?
You look great.
She looks so good. She's looking great.
Anyways,
still.
I was like, I recognize her so much, but from where? I was distracted in the other movie that she was in. So she actually, the actress, had a hard time agreeing to nudity in this film because of her role in Not Another Teen Movie. I wonder what convinced her to like let it go.
Wait, I'm dead. Because I forgot about that too, and I'm looking up the filmography, and in Not Another Teen Movie, guess what her name was?
Is it Naked Girl?
Areola.
Shut up.
Speaking of nipples.
Nipplegate.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Anyways, just had to add that one in there. Okay, this is so funny though, because like right after they get done smashing, Paul pours fucking mouthwash on his dick and he's like, but I think he's doing it for two reasons. one, he's afraid of any kind of infection, right? And then two, he does say something to like Marcy when they're having sex, and he's like, do you have a condom? And she goes, no, don't worry, I'm healthy.
Yeah. Also, I have to go back to the entire fact that they've just fucked. What the fuck?
It's so weird. To be honest, I don't think we really needed it, but like it's just Eli adding another fucking weird thing.
Regardless of the fact your best friends were dating or whatever, like regardless of the romantic fact, your friends are also all dying of a flesh-eating virus around you. Why are we fucking?
How are you even in the mood?
No, especially with your skin potentially falling off your body. If I had any inkling that anybody around me had any kind of skin thing, I would not be able to touch anyone or anything.
Never. Ugh. Marcy then immediately, like speaking of skin stuff, she has like deep hand marks on her back. And this is like the first sign that she's likely infected. Because it's not like, it doesn't look like they just got a little rough in bed. No, it's like kind of becoming deep. And it's just freaking me out.
But so the key there is she knows. She sees that she...
And she knew when they started fucking. Yeah. She's like, we're likely going to die. So like, this is why we do this. Then at the convenience store, as Bert is like arriving and trying to ask for help, Dennis bites Bert during an argument that Bert has with Dennis's dad. And it's just so sad because poor little Dennis, he like bites Bert on the hand and he immediately has this like grossed out face. Like he knows Bert is infected. And it starts this whole issue with Dennis's dad. And I love this part. And Als, I know you love this part because he's screaming pancakes and then does this random kung fu screaming bit. And it's just somehow one of the like weirdest and best parts of this entire film.
I love this scene more than you could know. It reminds me of
You have no words.
I have no words. It reminds me of childhood. For me, who was like 10 watching this, the random mashup of this being a horror film and then having this random kung fu horror child screaming pancakes, all of the randomness of it, I was like, yes, I love it. I love it. And do you know that feeling you have when you're a kid? And then you are reminded of it. And that's why you like these things so much. So yeah, I can recognize that this movie, not so great, but I love it. Nostalgia. So yeah, Dennis is fucking roundhousing pancakes.
And fun fact here too, the pancake scene was made up during filming after Eli Roth discovered that Matthew Helms, who plays Dennis, was an actual black belt after he saw him practicing Taekwondo between takes. Like that little piece of random information that not everyone would know just makes this 20 times better.
And it's shit like that I love. Just putting something in the movie just because how fucking random and badass this little kid can do this. Hell yeah, we're going to have him do that.
We're going to put that in the movie. This is the most random thing we could do.
You must. If you have if you have a kid that can do that, you must put that in the movie.
You must.
You find a reason for him to scream pancakes and do a roundhouse kick.
Somebody's got to.
And clearly it's stuck in my brain.
Yeah. After this like bite that has happened and clearly Dennis is like not okay, Dennis's father is pissed and him and several others that work at the store, they get ready to go after Bert knowing that Bert did something to Dennis. I think Dennis's dad is like also threatening Bert and is like, well, if you got him sick, that becomes my problem. And then one of the guys he calls out, he goes, we'll need the kit. And like, I just need to know what the fuck is the kit?
So this is where this movie starts to take a real turn. It starts to almost turn into an entirely different film to me.
Because I'm like, why does everyone in this town act like they have dealt with something like this
Because
before?
Maybe they have.
Why do they have a kit?
Right.
Like, when I heard kit, I immediately was like, is this an antidote?
So I went, okay, is the kit to fix Dennis? Is it to take care of the strangers in the town?
Yeah, is this just a first aid kit? And they're just calling it the kit?
The ambiguity of it has us going, what the fuck?
It's so crazy. So they get their kit and then we transition to the next scene.
Also, when you say it's this, lack of a better term, redneck little country bumpkin family. And they look it so perfectly. And you got to give some credit to this little family. They move fast. They see as soon as Bert is out of there, they're like, get the kit. We're out of here too.
They're ready to go.
They're ready to fuck shit up.
Then back at the cabin, Marcy takes a bath alone while crying.
Would you be taking a bath if you thought this was related to water or...
Do we know that for sure?
No, I don't think we do.
We don't. And also, too, I think she knows she's infected. She saw those marks on her back. She looked at them in the mirror. She knows. So, like, why not do the thing that she finds comforting? I don't know if you caught it earlier in the movie too, but she does take a bath. Like I think the first night that they're there, she's like, okay, I'm going to go take a bath. But like, so that just like, it might be like her comfort thing. And she's in she's literally naked in a bath. It's like the most vulnerable you can possibly be, you know? And she's crying. She's just like letting it out.
Ugh, there's something so scary about a bathtub.
I know. And just wait because.
I know.
Well, anyways. Before that, though, meanwhile, the convenience store guys are chasing down Bert, and then all of a sudden Bert's truck breaks down in the woods and he's got to hoof it. Then Paul, he decides to go off and try to find help again. And this part fucking gets me. He stumbles upon where the hermit's corpse is floating in the reservoir. And he makes this like connection in his brain. You can see when the light bulb goes off, he's like, holy shit. The infection has contaminated the drinking water. And as he's looking over at the body in the reservoir, he fucking falls in on top of it. And I have a visceral reaction to this every single time I see the fall. I'm like, no. It's like so bad.
How does one just fall? Like that's like Paige falling into the pile of disgusting bodies and dirt and gore in House of Wax.
Yes.
Ugh. Get these two together.
It's bad. So Paul then rushes back to the cabin while Bert is still being chased in the woods, and he's trying to throw the convenience guys off his trail.
He's actually being kind of smart. He's putting his scent at places.
Yep, and then going like the opposite way. Yeah, definitely being smart. Then back with Marcy.
Riddle me this. This is where I get confused. If you think you may have some kind of flesh-eating something or other, why the fuck would you elect to shave?
The clear answer is just it worked for the movie. But like if I go down like a deeper level, Marcy seems very, she seems a bit vain. Even though we love that Marcy is like the mom of the group, she seems like she cares a lot about her looks.
For me, almost I'm thinking it's normalcy.
I think that's part of it. And it also could just be like, not only is it part of her routine, but it just makes her feel her best. And what is she doing right now? She's trying to grasp on anything that feels, like you said, it's a little bit of a mix maybe. Yeah. What feels normal and then what makes her feel good.
Absolutely. But so she puts on her shaving cream and proceeds to shave. You can guess it as the viewer, but as she does her little shaving strokes, we see as she reveals the cream come back with the razor blade, skin starts to peel off of her leg in chunks. And we just see her body falling apart. And this scene in particular, when Eli Roth was sick in Iceland and was having all of these chunks of skin come off his body, this is the scene he was imagining doing.
He's like, I gotta write it like this because
he envisioned these chunks coming off. And this is his scene with Marcy.
I know you haven't seen Lee Cronin's The Mummy just yet.
Give me a sec.
Well, that's what I say, just yet.
Okay.
But there is a scene in there that this reminds me of. Well, it's in the same family.
Time and time again, I've told you how viscerally I react to the face peeling scene in Poltergeist.
And it's so effective for a reason, dude.
Yeah.
Just don't make him like that anymore. Freaking 80s, man.
Correct, T. Nelson, man.
Oh, hey, that should be my line.
I know.
Yeah, Marcy's just breaking the fuck down too, in horror as her body is just like deteriorating.
At first she is crying, but she's crying because of the situation. She doesn't realize it yet. And then she starts to realize that she's bleeding and she realizes her leg's coming off in chunks. And then obviously she's like, oh fuck. And she throws on her little red robe and her little fuzzy slippers. And she's running out of the little cabin.
Well, I think she's like I think the point is she's trying to go be with Karen. I mean, I would do the same thing. Like if you and I were separated, one of us was infected and the other wasn't, but then was becoming infected, I'd be like, well, fuck this. I'm going to go hang out with my infected best friend.
Well, from the get-go.
Because why are we apart?
Honestly, I'd be like, if you're infected, I'm infected. It's over anyway.
You're right.
We both have it.
But as she goes out there and is running towards Karen, freaking out, Dr. Mambo... He attacks and kills her outside of the little shed as she tries to go and be with Karen. And it's like so sad.
What's kind of unique is I think it turns into Dr. Mambo's point of view for a second and we see red. We see his point of view as red.
Oh, I love this part because we're going to see it one more time too, I believe, in this movie. I forget when it is exactly, but there's only a couple times and it gives you the feeling that the cover of the film, the poster.
Ooh, yes,
gives.
iconic.
Paul then finally returns back to the cabin. And the first things like he finds is he sees Marcy's body just in pieces spread out outside of the shed, between the shed and the cabin.
Mind you, they have just fucked.
Yeah.
They have literally just fucked. He was just inside of her.
And he's probably like, he probably doesn't immediately think that it's Dr. Mambo. Then, though, he goes into the shed and he sees Dr. Mambo feeding on Karen.
Straight up.
And he gets chased momentarily, but then finally shoots Dr. Mambo. And then that like whole thing is over. But when he goes back into the shed, and I hate this part.
Me too.
When he goes back into the shed to check on Karen.
No.
She's barely alive, but fully deteriorated. And she is missing all the skin around her jaw and her teeth, her lips, all of it.
Do you know those scenes where you actively know where they are so you look away?
Yes.
This is one of those for me. I know where it is and I know when to look away.
It is, very effective.
The scariest part here, why it's so scary, is because she's still alive.
Yes, exactly.
She is still alive. We can hear her breathing.
And Paul, he does end her misery. It seems like, especially for Paul now, like the emotional exhaustion of everything has like finally hit. I think he's like hit rock bottom.
I think he's almost, like you said, he is emotionally exhausted. So emotion is out the door. It's move.
Totally. And as Paul gets ready to like fully leave the cabin on his own, he opens the door and he finds Bert. Then we see that the convenience crew, that's what I'm calling them, the convenience store crew, they arrive at the cabin. And as they open the front door, Bert and Paul have kind of set up a little bit of a like Home Alone situation where
I love that.
Bert is like sitting in, I think it's like a lazy boy or like some kind of armchair. He has a gun and he's like kind of laughs a little bit and he's about to shoot the one that opened the door. But that guy actually shoots Bert first.
So it made me so mad because Bert had such a good opportunity he knows he's dying. So he's set himself up as the, what do you call it? Sacrifice?
The bait.
He's going to sacrifice himself.
He's going to sacrifice himself.
So he's doing that, but he just has to get a one-liner in. Come on, do we need that one-liner?
Totally.
So he has to do that, and he misses, and he doesn't get the first shot, but he is shot. Eli Roth is not afraid to show his brains all over the place.
Oh, yeah, they're everywhere.
Everywhere. So, yeah, it's kind of a slow-mo but real fast scene. It's someone shooting someone stabbing someone with a screwdriver. What is this kit even? Like, what's this kit got in it? It looked like I had something sharp. I don't know.
There's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on, but at the end of the day, everyone's dead except for Paul.
And Paul is waiting on the other side of the door. He basically picks off the other two with various different little methods. Paul then goes running away from the cabin, screaming for Jeff. And he's like trying to warn him that it's in the water. Because again, he's finally come to that full realization that that's what started this whole thing.
It's kind of a cool scene. He's fully unhinged and he's running through the woods. He doesn't know where Jeff is and he's just screaming into the abyss, hoping that he might hear him and avoid the water.
Paul finds like a random cave and investigates to see if Jeff is in there. And he doesn't find Jeff, but he does find Grimm's body in like two different parts, completely split in half in different parts of the cave. And he gets the fuck out of there, rightfully so. Still not like fully finding Jeff either.
Yeah, but poor Grimm and Dr. Mambo. Well, but Dr. Mambo's already been yeeted. But
yeah, sorry, mister.
Your
sorry,
buddy.
Dr. Mambo.
Honestly, Grimm's probably been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
Dr. Mambo probably tore him apart.
Paul then finds the abandoned car that the convenience store rode in and they like parked behind Bert's broken down truck. Paul takes it and he drives off in it. And like you get this small glimpse of like, is he going to be able to get some kind of help here?
A little bit of hope.
Yeah. Then he sees that he's starting to get infected. So you're just like, fuck, like it's got everybody now except for Jeff. But we have no idea where fucking Jeff is at this point. And then while distracted, he actually hits a deer in the road. And it goes right through the windshield and is jerking around like in front of his face. And it's a crazy scene.
So this was giving me Evil Dead.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. He's able to at one point like finally like shoot it as it's in the freaking windshield writhing around.
Question for you. Have you ever thought about how terrifying it would be to hit a deer?
I just can't imagine what it would be to like hit something with that mass.
Right. And what I never really remember is their body hasn't turned, if they're not fully dead, their body is still kicking. Yeah. Like that's actually what's happening. It looks funny, but that's probably true.
Oh yeah, totally. And this deer going through the windshield, it's such a chaotic, like horror movie moment. In my head, I'm like, is this just nature basically being the fucking villain in like Cabin Fever in every way?
Yes.
You know, like truly in every way.
That's such a good point. It's all of the elements are fighting them.
Yeah. So once Paul, you know, he's dealt with the deer situation and he has to go off on foot.
Yeah. Car's fucked.
He runs into Deputy Winston, and what do you know? He's hanging out with some underage ladies, it looks like, and some other guys. Paul asks Winston, he's like, so Winston, what the heck happened with the tow truck that you were going to call?
Mind you, Paul looks completely fucked up. He has
so fucked up.
Deer
and he
blood.
doesn't care.
No. He comes down to this party looking disheveled, and Winston's like, hey, party guy. But like you said, Winston's kind of commenting on how he was supposed to get a tow truck for Paul. And he's like, oh yeah, man, that's so funny about the tow truck is the tow truck broke down. So we had to get a tow truck for the tow truck, man. But we'll get you all fixed up.
And is just, again, just there is no urgency. There's no seriousness to any of this. And as they're talking, Winston then gets a call on his radio about the cabin situation. And it sounds really bad. And it sounds like it's like the direct sheriff giving him orders. And he like describes basically all of Paul and his friends. And then he goes, if you see the kid, just shoot him on sight, which is crazy. Then chaos just like totally erupts within the group. And this happens because Paul just starts puking blood on several people.
I don't really know what happens first, but it's basically, I don't think anybody's fighting anybody except for Paul's just barfing on people. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
And I think he's doing the same thing like the hermit was doing and just like reaching out for help, you know?
What's so funny? Like he's almost intentionally, but not intentionally grabbing somebody by their collars and vomiting in there and just moving on to the next person. And
it totally feels very intentional. One guy, I love this part. One guy in the scuffle, he accidentally swallows his harmonica and it is literally in his neck like a chicken bone. It is the funniest thing I've ever fucking seen.
Okay, do you think that has ever actually visibly happened with a chicken bone though? Like, there has to be something visually where somebody's had a chicken bone sticking out of their neck that somebody got the idea from.
I think that's fully happened with some kind of bone.
Can you imagine?
It makes me want.
How do you get it out?
I'm actually like, my throat is closing up right now.
How do you get it out? Do you turn it?
You die.
How do you get it out without puncturing? How did it go in without puncturing? Okay.
This sounds like a TikTok search for later.
Ooh, I will go on a TikTok. I'll report back.
This is really funny too, because after all this chaos breaks out, this is where we see Winston for the first time freaking out. And he's like, you fucking idiot. You just fucked up the whole party, you fucking idiot. Because that's the thing he cares about the most is the party. And he's pissed that the party is ruined.
Mind you, Winston, I'm fairly certain, is also like either been punched or covered in blood or both. He's just concerned about the chicks and beer.
Paul knocks him down with a baseball bat and he doesn't like kill him or anything, but he just like takes off running. And this time he's trying to get passing cars' attention, trying to like hitchhike. He is like not feeling it. He's kind of getting woozy. I'm getting woozy here. A semi-truck almost runs him over, but it stops just in time. And it then takes him and just drops him in the front of the county hospital.
It literally just like dumps him on there. Yeah. Like no concern, just here you go.
Here he is.
And then we almost transition back into this vignette style that we saw earlier. And it's kind of nightmarish, but he's in the hospital and he's being wheeled through these halls and it's, you know, got that same, what did I call it? Grit, something, saturated grit.
Yeah, saturated grit.
Saturated
That's what you
grit.
called it.
So we have that kind of creepy look and feel. And we're going through these hallways lined with fluorescent lights. He's on a gurney and he's like seeing shit like I think he sees like a bunny costume in the hallway.
Yeah.
Which you might actually see because it could be like a bunny visiting a kid.
I was very curious what that has meaning about, but I keep going back to like, it's probably just a random thing that Eli Roth saw in the costume room and was like, let's put a guy in a bunny.
To me, it reminded me of The Shining. And we also don't know why Stanley Kubrick did that. So
it's also like, you know, have you heard of the term like fever dream? Like, people that have intense fevers too and that are really sick. Like, again, going back to the delusions, whatever, that could be part of it too.
Fully agree with you there. So he's like, where the fuck am I? Why am I seeing bunnies in the hall? So he eventually comes to in a hospital room and he's surrounded by doctors and police and he's obviously so fucking confused. And so is everybody else. They're like, son, we have got to know where you came from and what happened. We need to know what you know. for a multitude of reasons. Obviously, he's like, I fucking can't talk. He's just come out of this traumatic situation. And these professionals at the hospital are like, we can't handle him here. We don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah. I think the sheriff even says to like the main doctor, he goes, fine, well, you put him in the car and I'll take care of him.
And that is so scary because that's authority speaking to authority about getting, it sounds like they're understanding each other that they're going to get rid of a body.
And again, like, have you guys faced something like this? Maybe it wasn't an infection, but maybe you guys covered something else up. What do you mean you're going to just take care of him?
It seems like they have SOPs, standards of procedure. They have systems set up.
And then back with our guy, Winston. We are back with him in the car.
He's got his little head wrapped up.
He's got his head wrapped up from the baseball bat wound, and he is driving Paul somewhere, still talking about parties.
He's got a big old smile. He's graduated from bike. Interesting.
He can drive again.
Yeah, his DUI's over. That's great. But he's got a big old bandage on his head and a big old smile, talking about partying, just like, yeah, man, don't worry. We'll get you to that party.
Does this film just like secretly, is it about just nobody listening to each other? Because I just feel like that is like the general through line between every conversation since we've started.
I think that's a through line. And I think general terror of unfamiliarity. To me, the scariest part is stepping into someone else's territory.
Yeah.
And then you said this small town that has their standards or their systems set for shit that
Their
happens.
stuff, yeah.
Like you're walking into someone else's turf. And that's so scary. Ugh. And most times you don't know there's even turf to step on.
It's very true.
And that's where that's when you die.
This brings us to our final scene here. So Jeff, who abandoned everyone earlier, if you guys remember, finally comes out of his little hermit cave. Get that?
Oh, I love.
And he returns back to the cabin. I want to note here, too, that he has seemingly only drank beer this entire time. He has kept up with the challenge, even after Bert lost. He goes into the cabin and he's just walking around and he finds remains of all of his friends, the convenience store people. It is just a fucking bloodbath.
It's a massacre. And half of these people are his like loved ones, his best friends. He's seeing this disgust and this terror that's happened at this cabin. He was just partying out with his friends a couple of days ago, and he's obviously reacting to it. He's like got his hand over his mouth and he's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I fucking made it. So when we think he's gonna be like what
just
happened?
Beyond words, yeah, he is stoked that he has survived.
No, zero care in the world that all of his friends are dead and that he's potentially encountered a flesh-eating disease. He's just like, I fucking made it. I knew I would survive this. I love him for that. Yeah. He did. Hey, he did.
He did.
He did.
But then what happens?
Then he didn't.
He opens the front door and police immediately gun him down as he walks out through the front door, mistaking him for either one of the infected or just like one of the presumed murderers that caused this massacre.
You know what's crazy is I bet you it's like doesn't even matter. Just shoot anyone there.
Truly, truly. Sheriff even asked Winston if he got rid of the other one, quote unquote, as the cops start burning all the remains of all the bodies that are on the property.
Not just the young kids, it's the townspeople too. And yeah, it's kind of weird they're not questioning it.
I know. It feels like they're just like trying to cover it up and get rid of it. Like they just don't want to make it a thing. So they're like, oh, well, maybe if we just do XYZ, we can all forget. We then see two little kids who are now at like a creek or like a stream. They're trying to fill up a big water jug with water. Then off to the side, they don't see, but we see Paul's dumped body just like laying in the water. And I don't know if it was clear to you, but I couldn't tell if he was alive or dead. We then find out, obviously, that the infected creek water is then used by the children to make lemonade in town right outside of the convenience store.
This is probably one of the most brilliant endings ever to me. It's so unsatisfying in so many ways, and I love that.
In a final darkly comedic twist, though, I want to add here, several Black customers enter the convenience store, and the racist owner that we saw at the beginning that we were all just like, oh, fuck that guy.
We see him race into the store to get the rifle.
He gets the rifle, and we think this is like, you're like, you just don't know what kind of scene this is going to be. And then we find out that he was just simply cleaning the rifle and holding it for them, and that they're actually all friends.
He hands it over. He's like, here you guys go. I polished your nice up for you. And then the next scene, perfectly comedic full circle. I love that.
And they even just start like dapping him up. Yeah. And it's just like, it is literally the funniest thing ever. And it did make my heart happy that we came full circle there.
Was your teacher's name?
Mr. Stanko.
Mr. Stanko, just rounding it out for us. But then we get to see the entire community outside of the shop having a grand old time. It's like the scene in The Notebook on Noah's porch when the townspeople are like showing Allie a good time.
Oh.
It's like that outside of this little mercantile.
Okay.
The tourists are hanging, they're playing music. It's a great old time, but we just know that there's this lingering whodunit. Is it the water? Is it the blood? Is it the dogs? Is it what the fuck just happened? And who knows about it? Does the cops? Half of the mercantile store is dead.
In my opinion, in a last punch to the paranoid gut, we see a truck carrying the bottled water from the contaminated source leaving town. So that's our confirmation too. It is leaving and it is going to spread out to others.
Exactly. And again, unsatisfying ending.
Does anyone in this movie even actually win?
Yes.
Who?
The person having sex with his beautiful wife in the cabin, and he just is so unknowing, and he just went on to live a wonderful life.
And they definitely have like a very, very high-end water filter.
Absolutely. They have the highest end.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking.
And that's why he got so mad, is because he's like, somebody's going to try and fuck with my water. That's why he went outside. Yeah, he wins.
Okay, what were your final thoughts?
I really appreciate that this movie is kind of known for being not a great movie, but I love it for that. It's one of my nostalgic first horror films growing up for one reason or another, and I love it so much. It's got the right amount of humor for me, a little too much body horror for me, but it's a little bit of a comfort film. I like this film, even though I know it's shitty. What about you?
I also love this film. I forgot because I had really only seen it, I think, when I was a young teenager and didn't really, I don't know, I might have come across it like a couple times, just haven't watched it at all recently. I was so glad that we got to see it all together, like in theaters, especially just knowing that you enjoy it so much. And it's something you do quote often. And I always know what you're quoting, but like now it's just even more refreshed in my mind. I think that it's pushing the envelope, but in funny ways, but it's also got the horror element that makes it scary too. And it makes it like infection stuff really freaks me out because I'm like a hypochondriac. So this is actually like a real thing I would be like for sure scared of.
That's what I'm saying on a scary level, terrifying because it's real. Like,
totally.
Most of these things could and have happened.
Will kill you.
And will kill you. Something about us seeing it, it brought so much joy for us to go and see this random weird movie together and talk about it.
Yes.
We stood outside the theater for maybe 20 minutes just kind of debriefing.
We did.
And we were like, wait, should we cover this next?
Yeah.
That's the fun of going to the movies, right?
Yeah.
Just enjoying and talking about it with your friends.
It ignited for sure a lot of discussions just for us in the theater and then now, obviously.
You said something, pushing the envelope. This movie, I don't think this movie was trying to push that envelope. It's now pushing an envelope that it wasn't intentionally trying to push.
Different envelopes.
Different envelope. It was pushing a different envelope back then, and now different envelope today.
And just going back to what we said earlier too, it's just so crazy how things can change with their perceptions and stuff. Like, who knows? This film could be absolutely fucking hated in like 10 years. And it could
5
be
years.
so taboo that anyone even talks about it. And then 20 years from that, it could become, more popular again and people are talking about it and think it's funny or whatever. It's so cyclical. And as much as we don't love Eli Roth, I can respect what he put into this film. And like, I think it did a really great job.
To me, I see similar to Sam Raimi making The Evil Dead. You're passionate about horror and you have this idea as a kid. This is his Evil Dead.
Yeah.
This is just his passion being put onto page or screen, rather.
And here we are enjoying it 24 years later.
That and pancakes, Where's Dennis at? I wonder do we know if Dennis actually got infected? Do we see Dennis at the end? Is he sitting on the bench? I don't remember.
That's a great question, actually.
I
I
don't-
should like rewatch the ending right now after this.
Wait, Emma, have you seen the sequel?
I have not.
I have not either, but I have been made aware that Paul's alive.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or ish. Paul's alive-ish.
Well, that was Cabin Fever. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Spooky Chicks and Horror Flicks. Please join us over on Patreon if you'd like some bonus content, to join our book club, to get access to all of our show notes, and just all that fun stuff all in between. Subscribe and rate us 5 stars wherever it is that you listen if you enjoy the show. But you guys know the best way that you can support us is just by sharing our show with another friend who loves horror. And with that, Allison, would you like to take us out? And hopefully we can get an antidote for this infection.
I'll bring out that kit for us. That was like British. I don't know what that was. Maybe don't shave your legs if there's a flesh-eating disease going around. It's 10 minutes away, but if you book it, you can be there in 20. And stay spooky fuckers.